What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. We're jumping back into Rugby 25 today. I know, again, it's so soon. I thought I'd leave it on the main menu for a second because I think they've changed the sort of background. There's no music when you're sat in the main menu, which is kind of weird. I feel like there should be music playing here. But we'll jump in. I just wanted to show that off because I don't think I actually did that in the last video. And they've changed a bit more of the background off this main menu to have the sort of stadium stuff in the background as well. But today, Early Access 6 has just come out. It's a bit of a tongue twister, but it's just been released today. And I know what you're thinking, didn't they just do a minor update like 3 days ago? Yes, but they've just moved on from that and we're on to the next early access. So this is, it's a bit weird. It's the major update, right? They've boosted it to the next early access, but this one is only like 4 gig. It's not very big. It feels like between the two of them, they've moved it up. So, as we've done with the other big early access videos, this one's going to probably be a longer video. Timestamps in the description and in the actual video timeline, so you can jump around to whatever area you want. We'll take a look at the patch notes. We'll go through any settings changes, some new things that have been added into this one, which I'm really looking forward to having a bit of a look at. And then we'll go on, we'll play a game, we'll test out how we think the update's gone and give some thoughts and feedback towards the end. So a lot to cover in this one. Let's just jump straight in. Now, they did do a video. Of course, they've got the video that Matt does and stuff. A lot of that video did contain stuff that came out in the minor update. So there's, you know, in a broader sense, there's more to this large update today that also sort of includes Monday's video. But there is new stuff to check out in this one. So, starting out, added pods. Introduced in the initial implementation of pods, where forwards will now form pods at rucks. Lots of the word pods in there, isn't there? Use LT and RT for forwards and LB, RB for backs. Now that is a lot more like what we had in Rugby 2011, which I enjoyed. I like that we've got that option because I really enjoyed that in Rugby 2011. So basically pushing your triggers from a ruck gives it to your forward, going for the RB, LB goes to the backs, and you can play a little bit more expansively. Gives you a bit more options attacking. Looking forward to testing that one out. Added the Stadium Creator. The Rugby Academy now includes the Stadium Creator. Custom stadiums can be created, shared, and used in Play Now matches. And I have seen in the video, I won't show it on here, but they do actually look kind of in-depth. I like the look of it. So when I wanted to look at, we're going to look at it quickly today. There will probably be a separate video like we did with the Player Creator to go more in depth with it. But, you know, we'll have a quick look at it today. They've added the localization, more language supported, implemented for the UI, French, Italian, German, Spanish, Korean, and Japanese. A lot of that new stuff in there for you guys, you know, rather than just having it as sort of the English standard language. So that's, you know, nice way to include more people in the game. Improved formations. Teams will line up in better formations during scrums and mauls. I assume that means outside of the ruck and outside of the scrums and more, sorry, like your attacking line won't run away, I assume is what that's meaning, but we'll have a look at that today. Improved stability. A lot of people said in the minor update their games were crashing. Mine hasn't at all. I don't know why I sort of got lucky. A couple of people have been flawless. A couple of people can't even get past half time. So hopefully that's going to fix the issues for those guys, or not just make things worse for me. We'll have a look at that. That's the last stuff to go over. There is a couple of other things that they mentioned in the video, not mentioned in the patch notes. So they have now, we've still got the disabled offside lines and indicators. They haven't got one for the ruck bar as of yet. We'll see if the ruck bar is even still a thing when we jump in. They have now added new commentary, or updated the commentary, they said in the video. So I'm not a big fan of having the commentary on, but for testing purposes and doing a more in-depth video, let's put it on today and we'll listen for it in the background. If it doesn't come across well on the video, I'll sort of express things that I've heard as well. For the camera, I am going to go back to playing the side camera, and we'll go a bit more to what we're used to showing off. I've been doing a lot of the end-on camera, and a couple of people disagreed with me in the comments last week when I said they might want to lock that for online because the end camera is wildly advantageous, and a couple of people said in the comments I disagree with you very harshly on that. I've been testing it. End on camera, max FOV, real easy. 50/22s all day. So I still think that's something they need to look at, but, you know, perfectly open for people to disagree with me and what have you. Let us start out then with taking a look at the Stadium Creator, because this is a new big thing being added into this update specifically. Oh, I just got an achievement. I got an achievement called Achievement Name 1. Fantastic. Here is our stadium. I have no idea what I'm doing. Looks lovely, doesn't it? There we are. Toolkit Y. Okay. So we can do name, location. Where are we off to? Can we head over to Wales? Oh, wow. Lots of A's. Other. Just other. Mars, maybe. Hey, let's go to Wales. We're in Cardiff. Superb. Take a screenshot. Okay, custom one. You know what? We don't need to do any cool names or anything yet. Scenery. Oh, there we go. Cardiff's a bit more, you know, city-looking. Outlook. Got some more buildings in the background. Scenery B. I like the idea of a really, really built-up city followed by just trees for no reason. Outlook B. Buildings in the water. Yes. That is what I want. Buildings. Okay, lots of different... Oh, okay, and you can just add building. Can I zoom in and out? Okay, LBRB is zoom in. Budget 2%. I've got... Oh, you can't see. That's behind my face. It says budget 2%. And you can add buildings, rotate them. Yeah. Oh, and then it sort of unselects. Structures. Yep, I would also like a nice blue building. I would, in fact, like a blue building in the middle of the pitch. Okay. Yeah, lots of stuff to go with it. I can edit. Oh, primary color. You can change colors. Yep, I want it green to blend in. I want to see someone run straight into it. Knock them out. Secondary color. There's no secondary color on that. Okay, cool. We've got roads, vegetation. Oh, that one's flashing. I'm guessing that it's going to say, Mad Dragon, you lunatic. You can't have that on there. You can build your various road sections. Oh, they snap into place as well. That's nice. Oh, that one's just, well, there's a dead end. It's parking. Now, this is something I'm looking forward to having an actual look into. Like I said, this is going to be a very quick look at how it works. I thought you might start with... you know, like a blank space and build it up. They obviously want to give you a bit of a default to start out with. I assume flashing means it doesn't want that there. Let's move that out. You're being silly. But it is basically telling me zoom in, zoom out, exit. And we've got a sort of first look at furniture. Oh, we got little tents and stuff. There's a lot more like building on the outside of the stadium. I can't see one that looks like... Do we have one? Oh, what's that? A whole nother stadium. With my stadium, I would like another stadium. Hey, you know what? There's a lot of options. That is for certain. Oh, we got buses, cars, vans. I mean, I know what. There's a lot going on here. I know I'm not going to be an expert at this straight from the off, but it looks like there's a lot of different options. How do I go back? The UI is a little bit more user-friendly than on the logo creator. I feels like I can really shift around quite a lot. That might be something they've implemented with the other ones. I haven't gone back to that logo creator because I found it so hard to use. Oh, that was the Outlook thing. I can't find anything just to do with, like... And I don't want to be too harsh on it because, like I said, I will do a separate video on this to go real in-depth with it and actually try and build a stadium. I'm just looking for, like, the stands? Building structures... I was hoping more like you could... Can I move any of these? Okay, I can move... Oh. Oh. Hello? Okay. Stand type. And you can change the stands. Okay, so they want you to have a set design sort of layout, and you can edit stuff as you want. Yes, and then they move backwards for... Okay, hey, you know what? Roof variation. That one has a weird curved roof. A fence. A little bit of a fence to it. And you can edit... all sorts of things. Lots to go over. Lots of fun stuff, but hasn't crashed, hasn't had any sort of major issues with it. I feel like I can navigate this pretty easily. A lot of you guys did say that they have this in other Bigant games, and actually it works well. So I'm glad to see that is in there. We've also got redo, undo. Yeah, I can undo that real easily. You can see it changing in the background. You know what? Seems good. Like I said, I'm not going to stick with this for ages. I'll do a separate video on it. But there's Custom Stadium 1, My Stadium. You can download other people's stadiums as well for the console players and stuff. Eventually, when you guys get the game, you can have everyone's created stadiums. Awesome! Genuinely, that all sounds really, really good. I like it. Let's jump into a game. Now, I don't know if they've included any more teams. I stumbled across the USA in the last week's video, start of this week's video, whatever you want to classify it as. I just want to double check if there was anyone else. Ooh, that Japan player, is that one looking... No, I think that's still not actually like a sort of face like the photogrammetry done on the Japanese team. Anyone else in the United Rugby Championship? Oh, have we done Ulster? I don't think we've done Ulster. Let's play as Ulster, why not? Sale? Was Sale already in the game? I genuinely don't remember. I don't remember who was already in the game. Again, that's when I'd just like them to add. If they do add teams, I would like to know who is in it. Because there's a lot of teams, there's a lot of licenses, and I will forget. Let's mix up the stadium this week. I want to go to a bit more of a busy stadium. Oh, let's go to Cardiff. Because I've been to the Cardiff Stadium quite a few times, and it's quite fun to actually look at it in its sort of entirety, to a stadium I know quite well, to be able to view it as how it looks. So we're looking at pods, changing the pods front and back, passing to forwards or to backs. Oh, improved lineouts was also on there. I've somehow missed that in the patch notes. They've also got improved lineouts, so we can select the player sizes.
We've been looking forward to this one between Ulster and Sale. Both teams will no doubt look to make an early impact. It will be a very long season.
Well, the music completely overrid Andrew Cotter there trying to talk about it, but you know what? They've got commentary, and I'll listen out for it in the background. And if I hear some very interesting lines, I can try and talk about it. I feel like it's going to annoy me a bit to have that guy talking over me at the same time, but here we go. Now, the issues I had with the commentary when the game first came out was it sounded very scripted. It sounds like they're reading from a piece of paper as opposed to quite naturally. So I'll keep it a bit of an ear out for it, and we can get ourselves kicked off and underway. So George Ford. So we've got the full Sale team in there. As it lands, let's try and pop off to the left here. Oh, nearly making a breakthrough. Now, they've said they've added extra animations and stuff. Again, I'm not sure how much of that is because they are from the minor update we had as well. Okay, so my formation is certainly different. Is it the most attacking position ever? Okay, I tried the triggers. Triggers didn't work, so it doesn't want me to use the triggers as of then. I don't know if my guys need to be in a certain formation to use the triggers. Let's go right trigger, left trigger. Nope. LBRB once again. My RB still passed to a flanker, who would be a forward. Ah! I might be misinterpreting it. Okay, so bit more complicated. Actually, super in-depth for this, and I'll cover what this is, because it's going to be able to understand without actually you guys holding the controller around. Let me just see if I can get a bit of a breakaway here. Oh, we dropped the ball. No knock-on as of yet. Oh, they're making a break. Great line. I think we're still playing on hardest, by the way. I should have dropped that difficulty down. Bit of a turnover there, maybe. So, the passing mechanic is not... I thought it meant tap, trigger, pass forwards. And that's how you would do it. It's not. It is hold down the triggers to allow you to select forwards as targets. If you hold down the bumpers, it allows you to pick the backs as targets. Oh, I think we've just held him up. Held up try there. So you've got to do a lot of holding down. Going to make it a little bit tricky. Now, some people were already asking in the Discord, my controller, I actually have one of the knack-on controllers who, involved with this game as well. I have extra paddles on the back of my controller, and that means I actually have a little bit more control holding down the triggers while also trying to click the bumpers with your fingers might feel a bit finicky if you've got to do them at the same time. But I do like that you get that selection option. I would like to have the ball back, please, so I can test this out. Thank you very much. They're putting us under the pump here. So that's me selecting the backs with the bumpers. Let me just charge that into the line real quick and win it back. Now I'll do the trigger hold down, and it selects different people. Not really different people. And that wasn't even the guy I selected. I selected the guy slightly further out wide. Let me try again. Triggers again. Pressing A.
Drives in to make the tackle.
And
the bigger man.
But what would be the difference between that and now if I hold down passing to the... Oh, well, we're going that way. Didn't want to press that way, but we'll make the charge over the top. Get in there, boys. So now if I hold down the triggers, it's still selecting the same people. This might, it's their first shot at trying to implement this. You very clearly saw I was trying to pass left there, and he chucked it over to the right as well. Let's do the trigger thing again. I want to... I think I need to do triggers first and then test if the back. So let's hold down trigger. It wants that guy is A, that guy is B. Now the bumpers. He's still a selection at B on the bumpers afterwards. Oh, we got a little bit of a... Is there anyone in that backfield? Oh, there is nobody there. I could have probably charged that one on. Will we get a bounce in for the 50-22? Doesn't look like it. Chasing up after him. Put him under some pressure. Oh, good drive! Into touch. So it is still going to select the same people. as that pod system. It's not quite what I was expecting it to be. Let's go for one of my classic strike runs out of the back here. Let's go out wide. Huge pass from that boy. Few frame rates dropping there from charging across. Don't think we need to check this one, ref. We're okay. So the pod system is new. I would have preferred it if you have a setup of your forwards clearly in their own pod, and then your back set up round the outside, and you want to pass it to your fly half and pass around. I'm thinking of, if you guys have seen, Ireland play, they love having a line of forwards at the front and actually playing it out the back and using 10 as a playmaker and passing it through the backs. That's what I was expecting reading the patch notes, that it was going to be. The triggers are very specifically going to target your forwards. Your bumpers are going to very specifically target your backs. There's an element of it, but you can interchange between triggers and bumpers, and it will still select the same people. So that might be something they'll be developing further forwards, and I'll, want a bit more time with it to be able to, sort of get a bit more of a feel for that. At the minute, the muscle memory is still very clearly going to be go through the backs, and going out wide in this game and utilising the backs is still clearly the way to make room in this game and break down the side. So we want to check the formations at scrums and mauls. Next line out, we'll try and get a maul. We also want to make sure we can also select certain players at the line out. So let's just try and charge down. Oh, that was taken back in. Right, I kind of want my own ball back. Let's try and spread this one a little bit further up wide. Let's see if we get a charge down around the outside. They're going to get the... Oh, wow, it was slightly charged down, maybe. Let's give him that. See if I can drag this guy back into touch. Not quite.
Nobody wanted that, and it bounces into touch.
Commentary just said nobody wanted that, and it bounced into touch. And it didn't bounce into touch. So that's the improved commentary. Still not necessarily quite got the commentary right for me, but there is a few more lines and stuff. I feel like I'm not hearing the same lines. I haven't had the commentary turned on since EA2, to be fair. Oh, that was a big tackle. Oh, can we just about get there? One more? No. The offload game from Hardest AI is pretty on. Aaron Reed getting over for his try. I did see someone else put in the FAQ page that they've actually experienced their first ever injured player. I haven't got a full breakdown of how injured players work. I've never seen an injured player, and it had a little red, hospital cross underneath the player to symbolise they were red, and apparently even said they had a concussion. So injuries are apparently in this game. I've never had one to be able to test it and see how you caused an injury, if it was in a ruck or if it was one of those high shot tackles. George Ford to... Looked awfully wide, but luckily Cardiff wind, super strong, likes to blow it back around. Let's go for another drop. I really want to try and get more lineouts if possible. Let me really try and put them under pressure towards that corner, and see if we can try and push them out for a lineout here. That fell much shorter than I was expecting it to. Tom Curry is bouncing off of everything. Oh no, we had an impossible to tackle player there for a while. He certainly went through a good chunk of my boys. Another solid tackle. I've got a guy right out on the very, very far wing, but not as many guys lining up on his inside to be able to help him necessarily if the ball spreads out wide there. So, if I had the ball now, great option. Crossfield kick could be well on for that, but from a defensive standpoint, not great to have my guy all the way out there marking nobody. Rather than, sort of bolstering my own defensive line. Let me try and spread out wide to the right-hand side here. That is absolutely the way they should go. Nice to know that the AI on the hardest difficulty is really trying to punish, the side you seem least defended on. The formation lineup is just a lot tighter. I've got all 15 guys here in a 20-meter bunch, which is going to make defending out wide very tricky. I'm thinking more for the online perspective, where people are already just charging up to the wing. I've got nobody out here now. I don't think I have any control over being able to select how wide players are. I'm just testing the D-pad to see if anything becomes available for me, like in Rugby 20 or Rugby 22. Oh! I've got a guy moonwalking through tackles. Great out the back pass. So there's maybe a few more issues with players. If they break through a tackle, they seem to gain some invincibility frames for a good little while to make them non-tackleable, which is a bit annoying. Can we get a turnover here Turnovers seem to have dialed down a bit more since the minor update here. Come on, boys, get in there. The AI is right in front of you. If they want to take a drop goal, I still don't know if I've seen the AI take a drop goal, actually.
Carries it into the hit. Set play here with a crossfield kick.
I literally was just talking about how I don't think I've ever seen them go for a drop goal. They took a shot, and it worked. Great option. I like that. I like that they went for that. They weren't getting anywhere through my defence. It became very, very static. Who was it that actually took the drop goal? I mean, now, should they have been tackled here? Let me just slow down the speed of this a little bit here. So they threw it out there, got it in. I feel like this dude is clearly shoulder charged Aaron Reed here to make a tackle. As did my second guy who also tackled nobody and got the drop goal away. So still some issues there. But, you know, nice they took the option that they weren't being able to get through me. It is something that I have noticed about the AI. They don't seem to have any wind-up to their kicks. They can kick really long. They can do grubber kicks almost as soon as they collect the ball, whereas you as the player, you know, you really have to set up a kick for quite a while before you're able to get it away, which leads to the AI tackling you. I would like that to be probably a bit more even for you and the AI, that they should probably have as much of a wind-up as you. Now, again, defensive formation, I've got a huge hole here in my defensive line. The AI, again, seems to be set up quite nicely. They've clearly got two lines of forwards and backs. The offload game is wild. My defensive line is everyone in a big ball, which is certainly not of great use to me. Let's try and collect that ball. Nobody wants to go on the end of that. Let me try and take that one in. Right, let's see if we can do something with this ball for the meanwhile. I might even have to switch the camera angle back to the OP end-on camera to try and win some 50-22s here. Oh, I can't kick. I can't pass. I can't do anything with that guy. That was a shame. I felt like I was on for that. Let's go for my trigger passing. That time I just pressed the trigger, and he did actually pass it to a forwards. Okay, let's go this way again. I've only got a forward out here. Again, I'm very clearly a big ball of players. They are not. Let's spread this out for the backs here. Let's go out wide and try and put some pressure on this wing. Get in there, boys. Okay, trigger down. I'm looking for forwards. I don't think there's anyone in that backfield. If I can get a kick over the top. Can we get it away? It all seems very tight.
Tackled on halfway.
In there, boys. They're all just a big blob. I can't, I don't know what my attacking option is here. I've got to wait for an age for my guys to get further out there, and then bang, and then my guys still cut back inside. They have also said they've tried to make it more so that forwards get in the rucks. They mentioned that in the video as well. That time I tried to pass to a back. I still passed to my number 5 on a very tight crash ball line. Let's try and spread out wide here and try and charge down the wing. Have I got any support runners with me? Oh, that was a nice side step. Okay. That timing felt a little bit better on the side step. Where have I got room here? Okay, they've got a bit of a hole in their defensive line now. Can I charge through? Is Ian Henderson? Oh no, it's crashed! Ah, this game doesn't want me to win. That's outrageous. All right, we're jumping back in. Because game crashed. I've had a look at some of the teams. I can't remember if the Sharks were actually in the game, but some of the Sharks players in the little lineup actually look pretty good. The Glasgow players, I think, are in, so we can mix it. We play some other teams. We can test some stuff out. I still want to try and hit more of those lineouts because we want to test the maul function and the scrum function. Knock-ons isn't really a thing at the minute. Like, a few of these guys look like they've had the facial, the photogrammetry stuff done right. You know, Hendricks are here. Okay. Still looking to try and punish that line-out section. Let's see if we can get a drop ball out there. There we go. Put them under some pressure. Wow, what a pass. As McKay absolutely carving my defensive line up there. On again, boys. Okay, and I did wonder whether or not team specifically would have, you know, different things. Would it be a case of, you know, different teams have different formations? I'm already noticing my guys are still stood as a bit of a blob over here. As Mapimpi, oh, scything down the wing. Yeah, I can't think if the Sharks were already in the game, but man, Mapimpi's got some pace on him. Absolutely taking on that defense there. I still want to get lineouts. I need to stop playing the game and actually try and kick for some lineout service. Well, we'll only play a first half of this one because we've already played a half of the other one. But stability improvements. I mean, I had no crashes from the minor update on, was it Monday? Today, one crash already. Awesome. Right, get us underway again. As we okay, got some floaty boys going on the on the jump there. Let's try and pass this one out wide. Let's see if Mapimpi's got the legs on him again to get around the outside. Kick downfield, 50-22 on. Oh, big bounce. Still a big bounce. I kind of want this guy to carry it out for me. I don't want them to have the dropout. Right, okay, line out. Selecting 5. 5. That's not 5. So the line-out selection of players still not the same. We'll go to the back and go for a maul. And we'll take it into the maul. That's what we also want to test out. So how are the boys lining up in the maul for me here? So their defensive line hasn't run away, which is good. You can't quite see it because it's behind my face. Yet again, I'm on this side of the pitch. But my guys are all on screen. Even with my face in the way, you can see them all exactly where they are.
Slow ball from the maul. They might lose this.
We've got some... Okay, the referee's finally said use once.
Use it.
I'm pressing every pass button imaginable. And it didn't work. So maybe use once. Maybe it got stuck in the maul. But now we get to test a scrum. So it's just like I planned. You know, obviously, that's exactly what I wanted to do. But my guys still stood quite as a block of people there. Let's go for a big scrum here. Oh, we actually got the turnover in the scrum as well here. Now, I still don't know when to pass the ball out. It still doesn't really just let you pass the ball out. My guys all look pretty in position. Let's try and cut back inside. Oh, I thought Grant Williams maybe would have the pace to be able to do it. Let's try and spread out through the backs here. Oh, Esterhazen not quite making it through. Let's try my back setup, my forward setup, sorry. So yeah, only letting me select Bongia Badambi there. Now I've pressed back. And then I pressed hold down for press to the backs, like as if like, oh, maybe I made a wrong choice, and it still just threw to the one guy at mark before. So it's not quite there to the way I was expecting it to be, that pod setup. I like the idea of being able to select forwards or backs. I don't know if you need to have the selector forward on the target passing. I feel like for everyone who's played Rugby 2011, where if you were at a ruck, you press the triggers would just offload to the nearest forward, and an LB or RB would pass to your nearest back. I feel like the forward thing should be more like, if you just tap a left trigger or a right trigger, it just gives it to the forward nearest the ruck for like a pod of 3. And if you wanted to play out the back, then you would do the target select passing through the backs and actually go around them. And that still gives you both options. Having a target select for forwards only when you're passing 3 players away doesn't actually feel necessary to me. I feel like that could just be kept as a longer pass. And maybe rather than have the bumpers be for backs and the triggers be for forwards, it would be triggers are for close range forward passing, and triggers is just you're attacking wider. And maybe not be more position specific. Let's get this one out here to Hendrickse. Let's see if we get a 50-22 on the go down there. Still looking for those line outs. Oh, we're not going to quite get there. Let me see if I can just drive this guy into touch. No, okay, well, we'll still have a line out. Okay, this time I'm selecting 3 players. No, okay, so the player selection at line out just doesn't work still. Let's go for another maul to the middle this time. So I do want to test the mauls out again, see how people are holding up. They're giving us a good drive there. Okay. So, pass. Move. Box kick, anything. Yeah, I can't use it, ref. Literally, the ball just stopped. So, mauls don't work. It's where I'm at now. So the line out player choice isn't fixed. The maul system seems to be, if you get in one maul, you're just going to die and have a scrum. Is my experience so far. Oh, we've got another turnover at the scrum as well. Let me see if I can go for a big pickup here with my number 8 and go on a striking charge straight through on the diagonal. See a Khaleesi filling in at number 8 here. Great run. Who's outside me? Well, there's no one on Mapimpi's wing anymore. Looks like this is going in. Nice and easy for Mapimpi. He's happy with that one. Walking it over. Yeah. So again, defensive line for the opposition. They all narrowed in to that ball. Again, they're all very, very... The right winger is underneath the posts. Not going to score an easier try in your life for Mapimpi there. So the formation thing, I'm a little bit questionable on the formation thing, whether that's quite what people are going to want. Again, I'm thinking now we've got... Did that not go in? Hold on. That might be my first ever, like, real miss of... Are we in, like, a hurricane? How on earth? Look at this ball. It struck it. It's going forwards. It's just gaining curve. And then it, like, picks up speed in the curve. That's weird. Straight from there. Yes. And then it curves. I'm going to keep it all the same. That's like a free kick in football. I don't know if that's the wind in the stadium adding to that curve. That's a one I took that way too nonchalantly to actually do that. So there might be something updated with the wind. No one collected that ball. Let's go on a charge here. I've also had that thing again where going into the replay, I've lost my UI. I no longer have my clock. I no longer have the scoreboard. Am I winning? Am I losing? Now, you know, that's something that needs to be fixed before, you know, the full release, because I've noticed that now a couple of times. And can just be quite annoying for actually knowing if you're winning or not. How close are we from the end? Because, you know, you begin to lose scores in the games a little bit here. And you can... Oh, get there, boys. And you can actually go like, oh, I know the scoreline is close, but am I actually 3 points down or not? I think I can sort of fix it sometimes by going in the start menu and coming back on. It's all come back on screen now. I don't know why that does that. Let's go on the charge. Who's with me? Mapimpi here once again. Whoa! Certainly a pass. As opposed to Mapimpi, who was right there. Again, my guys are quite a big blob. I've got no one out here on the wing. Very lucky that they decided just to hammer that one away from being a good pass. Can we get a turnover there? Yes, we can get a turnover. Go on, let's go for one more charge. We've got 8 minutes left on the clock. We're already winning by quite a lot. Can we check the forward passing again? Again, I'm going out here, and it is a forward. I am passing there to Bongi and Bonambi. He's quite far away, so it's selecting the forwards far away. I'm not sure whether that's necessary in terms of its setup. Again, building blocks, we don't know necessarily where they're going to go with it. Maybe that'll be further enhanced. I quite like the idea of just passing to a forward who's close to the ruck, or passing it out wider, rather than it just being the choice of passing for the forwards, because at that point you're just doing the same thing, but you're using the trigger, and because you're pressing the trigger to do it, I think people are going to find it quite tricky to hold down. Again, I'm using my little paddles on the back of my controller. For the rest of you guys that don't happen to have, oh, we're going for a quick throw. Not that I push anything. little chest pass there. We've moved into just like playing netball. Okay, Khaleesi on the charge. Great sidestep. The side steps are feeling actually a bit better. They feel like you're getting the timings got a bit easier, which is nice. You don't want them to be as overpowered as they were in Rugby 20 and Rugby 22, but they work very hard to actually use correctly. That is not where I thought that was going. Let's cut back on the inside here. Oh, Zafalele Fassi! He's quick! Not as quick as... I don't even know who I think that was the hooker. Let's go out through the backs. Not who I selected. I wanted Andre Esterhazy there. There we go. Let's go up there. I think the commentator just went, Mumbanambi! It's a standalone name to just throw out there. And Vincent Koch getting over, who's seen some things. We're getting out there, try on the wing again. I was passing through the backs there, and we ended up with a forward out on the wing because I thought it was a winger. Yeah. Oh, that was a TMO check, was it? Nice piece of grass here. Let's get over here. Let me have a look for the wind. I want to test this wind thing. Oh, we've got players on the sideline. I don't think that was in. Oh no, go forwards. Oh, okay. Well, or not then. We've got, like... Oh, we don't have them in the replay. We have players, like, on the... Oh, they disappear. Players literally disappear when you score a try. When they're here, and... Okay, we worked something out. There's also, you know, some minor issues with some of the guys being... You know, I don't know... I mean, I know rugby teams are... You know, they're all very close. They're brothers in arms, but 3 people sitting on one chair? Maybe not. This guy, I mean, this guy is just doing magic. He's sat... He's sat on nothing. He's like one of those guys you see like in like a town in like silver paint, and they're sat on nothing, and you know give them a bit of change for some magic tricks. You know, I like this players in the sort of dugout, so that's a nice you know extra addition. You know, probably want to work on a bit of positioning for them, but that's a nice addition. Again, not in any of the patch notes. I would like to know stuff like that, so rather than me necessarily finding it on my own. They're all sitting on the chairs now. So it just so happened on that one little replay it was a bit of an issue. Okay, so the wind this time is blowing to the right. So I'm going to sort of aim for that left post and see if we curl more towards the right-hand post.
Just kicks it short.
He didn't have the range. That might be one of the first where I've seen where he actually didn't have the kicking range to make that conversion over. The wind didn't seem to affect that one quite as much that time. We certainly followed that curve quite in line. But hey, so maybe that's the kicking stats coming into their own a little bit. Let's just have a look at the stats. All pretty in my favour. 22-0. Decent little win. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, I forgot we're going on to the second half. We're not going on to the second half. We'll go back to the feedback now. I just want to play one half because the first one crashed. Okay, so thoughts and feedback time. Added pods. Introduced the initial implementation of pods where forwards will now form pods at rucks using LTRT for forwards and LDRB for backs. I don't really know if I saw that many like pods. When I think of a pod, I think of like a pod of 3, and you have a bit of an arrowhead shape when you're trying to pierce through the defensive line. You've got 2 guys to drive you on, or you could switch it out round the back. I really think the building blocks are kind of being there to be able to do some quite interesting passing, where if you could pass to a forward, to swap pass to a forward and then almost use other guys in your pod like a dummy runner and actually pass out the back, go out to your fly half and pass it out wide. I feel like it's kind of getting there. I'm beginning to see it. The current implementation of the hold down LTRT to select like any forward very wide and LBRB to be any back very wide, I'm personally not a fan of. I'm sure plenty of people will disagree with me with it. I would quite like it to just be tapping a trigger is one way or another. I also didn't test. I'm questioning how difficult it will be if you want to pick the ball up with a scrum half. Because if you want to pick a ball up with a scrum half, at the minute you just move the analog stick, but obviously you want him to sprint straight from the off, so you're going to hold down a trigger as you're trying to move. And I wonder if they'll give that out to a forward, or it'll pick a forward to do rather than wanting you to then take the scrum half and run. Maybe a bit more finesse for me. I like the idea that you can choose between forwards and backs, but I do think people will struggle with the idea of... Oh, no, not that one. But if you hold down a trigger to select which forward you want to pass to, and then you go, oh, I actually wanted to select a back, and you let go, and then you swap to the bumper, they seem to just pass to the first forward that was marked anyway. It doesn't seem to be able to interchange very, very smoothly between them, but you know that's something I'm sure they'll work on. The added stadium creator, they've got the stadium creator in the game now, and like I said, separate video, big breakdown of all the different options, everything that's available. I'll do in a separate video to really go into it in depth. On the face of it, it looks kind of fun. I know I'm going to mess about with it and do all sorts of weird stuff like put buildings in water and stuff, but it actually looks like there's quite a lot of customization options with doing all your different stands, adding your buildings, adding cars and roads outside. I'm not really sure what that adds to add a bus outside your stadium. Maybe that's something that'll be built into the game if there's like a career mode that you could go visit your own stadium and see it from the outside and stuff. I think that would be cool. But actually, looked like quite a lot of options. No crashing. The UI felt much easier to use than the logo creator. So I would say that's a decent tick there. They've got the extra languages. I'm not going to test that because if I change the language of this game to like Japanese, I'm not going to be able to change it back and I'm going to ruin my version of the game forever. So I'll take their word on it. It would be an insane thing. I've seen it in the video that Matt was talking about where he went through the languages and stuff. Fair enough. I do think that's good for new players. Improved lineouts. Incorrect lineout sizes should no longer be selected. I couldn't even pick them. So that one's got an X for me. I could not select a lineout. It was 7 default all the time. Nothing you can do about it. So an X on there. Gameplay stability improved, particularly with online play. We haven't done an online match with this one, but stability improvement in-game. I have had 0 crashes in the minor updates. I have now had 1 crash in my very first game on Early Access 6. So unfortunately for me, it's going to end up being an X. It's sort of taken a backward step. I've also had more drop frames today than I did during the minor updates as well. Little minor tweaks and stuff they do in the background normally end up improving those anyway. And then I missed improved formations. Teams will line up better during a scrum and maul. They look like they do. They're not running away, but I can't pass the ball out of a maul. It just ends up being a scrum. And there's still a bit of an issue for me with this formation that they're all together. They're all just on top of each other. The AI actually looked quite nicely set up. There was one point in I think it was the first game where they even had 2 very distinct lines of players, like 2 diagonal lines of forwards and backs. And in those instances, you could be like, "Oh, now which forward would you want to pass to, and how would you?" And I could see it. I could see maybe what they're trying to do with the pod scheme. But from the player's perspective, my guys they were just always together. They were in like a 20-yard bundle, and I've got nobody out on the wing, or I had one guy out on the wing marking nobody. So for online play, if you've got all your guys bunched up in a 20-foot area, people are just going to run around the outside and score a try, like Mapimpi did for me in that second game. He just charging down the wing. So, still work needed to do with that. I'm not sure whether the different difficulties in the game might change that. It's a shame with, like, formations being added. We still don't seem to have control of them. I would like player depth. I would like player width, and you being able to change it like in Rugby 22 and be able to move your defense around a little bit as we go on there. We'll see what they do. I'm sure there'll be minor updates now across December and stuff. But this has been the major update for November, guys. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video. At least let me know your thoughts down in the comment section on watching this video and seeing that it looks if you haven't played it yourself, or if you've been able to test it yourself in your own time. Drop down in the comment section your experience so far with Early Access 6. And as always, get yourselves over to the FAQ page. Let the guys over at Bigant Studios know your thoughts. That's the only way the game improves. So hopefully see you guys over there as well. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye-bye.